This okra soup recipe is one of the best recipes you will find on this app. Stick and stay and let me take you through the process. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. So to start, I'm going to put my fresh okra which I chopped off camera with my food processor on fire. And then I'm going to add some baking soda and then water and then allow it to boil. The baking soda is going to make my okra extra slimy. The moment the okra begins to boil, I'm going to go ahead to add some fresh chopped onions to it. This is to enhance the aroma of my okra. Then I'm immediately going to take it off fire as I don't want to overcook this. I'll set it aside and then move on to my next task. Into my food processor goes some red scotch bonnets and then some onions, and I'm going to blend this into a very rough consistency. If you want it smooth, you can definitely use your blender to get a smooth paste. And if you eat garlic, you should definitely add some to this as well. I'm going to set this aside and then move on to my next task as well. Into a saucepan, I'm going to pour some palm oil, add some cured fish, which is called Momone in Ghana. Adding the cured fish is highly optional. You can choose to skip this step. After frying this for a minute or two, I'm going to add the roughly blended scotch bonnets and onions to the palm oil and fry it very well for about 5 minutes. I'll then add my first batch of protein. So I have here some salted beef, Wele, I have some crabs and then some snails. I'm going to stir this thoroughly. I'll make sure that the stew coats every bit of the protein in the pot. I'll add some water and then cover and allow it to cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once the lid is off, I'll add my second batch of protein, which is smoked mackerel and smoked tuna. Then I'm going to add more water to it to make sure that it covers all the protein in the pot. I'll add my seasoning tablets, then I'll add some green scotch bonnets for extra flavor and aroma. Stir thoroughly and then cover and allow it to cook for 10 extra minutes. After 10 minutes, this is what we have. Our soup is already looking good. At this point, the okra that I set aside will go into the soup. Then I'm going to stir this gently and thoroughly to make sure that it mixes with our sauce. Now to take the sliminess of our okra up a higher notch, I'm going to add some jute leaves, which we call Ademe in Ghana, to this, and I'm going to gently and thoroughly stir this until it mixes with everything in the pot. 5 more minutes and then this is what we have. Our beautiful pot of soup is ready to be consumed. Let's set this aside and then prepare our accompaniment. For our side dish, I settled for fufu, which is a local delicacy of the Ghans and the Ghanaians of the Greater Accra region. This is prepared using only cassava dough, and then adding salt is actually totally optional. You can choose to add it or not, but then I chose to add some to this. The preparation process for fufu is the same as banku. There's no difference. The only difference between banku and this is banku has a combination of either corn and cassava dough or only corn dough. But for this fufu, we are using only cassava dough. Prior to posting this video on YouTube, I posted it on Instagram and TikTok, and I got to realize that other tribes in Ghana also enjoy this. And then Ivorians also eat this food. They call it blakali, and then it's also popular in Liberia, it's popular in Nigeria, which shows that there's a lot of similarities among dishes in the West African countries. At this point, my fufu is almost ready. I added some water to it to soften it because it was a bit too hard for my liking. The texture of my food at this point is okay, so I'm going to go ahead to dish it out. What you see me doing here is me leveling the surface of the fufu so that it will be easy to scoop into a bowl and then tie it. This can be stored for up to 3 to 4 days. Next, I'll scoop what I'm about to eat immediately into one of my favorite kitchenwares, that is this aluminum grinding bowl, which is popularly called a sanka in Ghana. Next, I'm going to scoop my okra soup and an assortment of protein onto my fufu because after all this hard work, I need to reward myself. Don't you agree? Now to my favorite part. I'm going to dig in and my god, This is so good and it's hitting all the right spots. If you've watched this video up to this point, kindly like this video, share it with a friend or loved one, subscribe if you already aren't subscribed to my channel, and see you in my next video. Bye.